Hello everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Yoni Rosner. I'm a pre-sales engineer for RayZone Group, and today we're going to speak about the principles, methodologies, and tools in the intelligence practice. Before we get started, please see some important notice regarding the content you will be seeing today. A bit about RayZone Group. RayZone is a leading provider delivering boutique intelligence-based solutions for national agencies for the past 10 years. Although RayZone Group is a provider of intelligence-based solutions, our clients come from various domains and see us as a provider of solutions that will help them find answers to all of their pressing questions. When investigating to find out a potential threat, it is irrelevant if the threat is a terrorist, a money launderer, or a threat actor in the cyber domain. Our methodology will still remain the same. We have found that an intelligence approach is what provides the proactive added edge in recognizing and mitigating all types of threats. So we just spoke about how, regardless to the domain of work or operation, neutralizing a potential threat raises some fundamental questions in all of our customers. In the intelligence community, we break it down into these 5 basic elements. We're talking about who, what, where, when, and why something is happening. One major challenge that the intelligence community has to cope with is exponentially growing amount of data, in which the answers of these questions is hiding. Our approach to this challenge is actually recognizing that we can use this to our advantage. Think of our daily lives and how much technology has transformed the way we perform daily activities, such as ordering food, or listening to music, or even working, especially these days in coronavirus. So many of our activities take place online and leave behind digital footprints. What we're able to do is utilize the solution at hand to understand these digital footprints and be able to use them in an efficient way for the intelligence purposes. So in front of us, we have a visual representation of the intelligence cycle. The intelligence process is a continuous process of collecting, processing, and analyzing information to turn it into actionable intelligence that decision makers can rely upon. The first step before starting the collection process is, first of all, defining the need for information, or what we call the operational questions. These questions are usually provided by decision makers. This is helping us understand what our goals and needs are. After defining the questions, the collection process begins by using all of our relevant resources. The cycle remains consistent regardless to the technological advancement or the type of investigation, whether intelligence gathering or law enforcement or forensic investigations, and even cyber defensive investigations. Whenever questions are being answered, they go through a process that is basically displayed in front of you. And this process uprises new questions and new problems to be solved. The analysis and understanding of the data always uncovers new gaps and raises new questions. So in order to further clarify this concept, we see here data that is directly connected to a target and is part of the target's unique footprint, what we call the digital footprint. A starting piece of information can initiate the investigation and can be any type of information that is directly related to the suspicious target. The more supporting evidence we can connect to the target, the stronger the case will be. So for the challenge of gathering this information in the intelligence investigation, our belief is that there's no one system that can bridge over all of these technological gaps, support the entire intelligence cycle, and answer all 5 Ws. An investigation usually begins with some limited viewpoint or limited data. So although we know where it starts, we have no idea where it will take us and what is the end result. This is why we need various tools to provide the right set of capabilities so that we can follow the breadcrumbs of the investigation as it unfolds. Each system's capability can perform a function on this clue, whether it's being analysis or further collection, to further expanding the limited intelligence picture and to lead us to another part of the investigation. So all of those capabilities are categorized into different domains. And in order to make sure nothing critical is overlooked, we need to make sure that we have covered all of the domains that can give us information regarding the target. So how it works. Let's talk about utilizing all of this into one intelligence system, into one intelligence live use case. So first of all, we have here in front of us a big data platform. before we get started, I'll first explain about the big data platform. Basically, this provides us the ability to integrate all types of data sources, whether structured or unstructured databases, to provide us with actionable intelligence and actionable insights into the data that is feeding through the system. So we are able to extract automatically all of the data that is related to the situation, to the investigation at fault, and the system itself provides us with actionable insights regarding that data. So let's start off the investigation regarding an alert generated automatically by the big data platform. And this alert is focusing on a suspect weapons dealer in the area of Mexico City, Mexico. In this investigation, what we do is basically connect directly to a monitor from the dark web, and the big data platform is able to automatically scan this data and uprise data that is relevant for our investigation, what we call the chat between two targets in the dark web. So this chat provided us with a lot of information regarding a suspected weapons dealer that was seen performing illegal activities during the month of February 2020. We will soon be able to see the dashboard, as you can see right now, and the dashboard provides us with all of the data that the system has automatically generated regarding the entities, regarding the relationships, and regarding the content of this investigation. Before we get into that, let's first understand how we can further expand the area of expertise. And the first system we're going to talk about is the ad intelligence system. The ad intelligence system provides us the ability to basically search past events, historical events, regarding events that happened on the ad industry. The ad industry allows us to extract information, what we call metadata, from smartphone usage. And through this, we're able to investigate historical locations of targets. So for our investigation, what we did, we're able to question all of the data that is at fault, the data that we have in our system, to extract historical locations of people in Mexico City, Mexico. We're focusing this investigation on the month of February 2020, and we're focusing it on two specific locations, and those two locations you can see here represented in three separate polygons, we call them. And the polygons basically allow us to minimize the search into specific areas within those two neighborhoods. We're talking about, on the right side of the screen, we have a red square focusing on Tepito, which is a well-known neighborhood in Mexico City. And on the left side of the screen, we have Polanco, which is another well-known area of Mexico City. And those two areas are our main difference and our main points of investigation to extract the relevant users. So by sifting through all of this masses of data, we can see all of the users that were in those locations in the month of February. And from our investigation, we were able to narrow down the results and get from over 2 million unique devices into 3 major suspects. And from those suspects that we can see on the map, we were able to narrow down the results and get 1 major suspect. That is our suspect for the investigation. Okay? So from here, we were able to open up the user's dashboard, and we can see all of his historical locations. From the limited data that we had, we were able to basically enrich the profile using open source intelligence. So we used the big data, the ad intelligence, and now we're using the open source to identify the target and extract more information. One of the details that we're able to extract is the phone number of the target. The phone number then can lead us to the next step of the investigation, and the next step will focus on using SS7-based protocol to locate remotely our target in real time. So the next part of this scene, we will see this target's unique location in this specific time to be able to provide actionable intelligence for the decision makers. This is something that is very important for the rest of the investigation. So we can see here all of the data connected to the target, and we can see all of the data in relation to him. And now we're jumping onto the geomatrix. The geomatrix is our SS7-based geolocation system. And with the click of a button, I can enter the phone number that I extracted from open source to extract his live location. Now we'll soon see his live location on the map, and we will see that his location has shifted. We can see the approximate location of 2 kilometers where the target is situated currently. And this location is far away from Mexico City, where we saw him in the beginning. Now, from here, we have a few different possibilities to enrich our investigation, and let's jump into them to see what we're talking about. So, first of all, let's do a summary of what we just saw. We started off with an alert indicating on 2 locations and a specific time frame. From that alert, we were able to extract information of past events, or from February 2020, to extract 3 relevant users. From those users, we were able to jump into the investigation and narrow down to 1 major suspect in relation to his locations. After that, we were able to perform data enrichment from open source to extract a phone number. The phone number led us to provide the real location in real time of the target. And from here, we have 2 major possibilities. Of course, this is a use case, and this is an example. We can take the investigation anywhere we want to, and depending on the tools that we have. And we can take it either to further pinpoint the target and perform an arrest using signal intelligence, or we can continue the investigation using Trojan horses for more intrusive data on the target. That was our side of actionable intelligence. In regards to cybersecurity, our division RayZone Security provides us with a different approach than the usual traditional cybersecurity tools. We incorporate the military-grade intelligence tools that I just showed you now, in addition to the traditional cyber tools that we of course know. And on top of that, another layer of tailor-made methodology for every organization. And with these 3 elements, combining them in a big data platform, we are then able to provide actionable intelligence also for the security side. Of course, for the security side, we have another session, another lecture focused with Guy Mizrahi, our Chief Cyber Officer. That is it for now. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being with us.